Salam va durud bar hameh. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow champions of freedom, my name is Azadeh Zangene. I speak on behalf of freedom-seeking Iranian women and girls as we unequivocally denounce Masoud Pezeshkian, a man who embodies the repression and terror of Iran's brutal regime. It is deeply troubling to see criminals with blood on their hands present at the UN General Assembly. At least 178 executions have taken place since Pezeshkian took office less than 2 months ago. Instead, I urge world leaders to personally acknowledge and celebrate the unwavering strength, resilience, and leadership of the women of Iran. These women have not only endured the regime's cruelty and misogyny, but have also been the driving force behind the resistance and the catalyst for change. One of the most remarkable and inspiring elements of Iran's struggle for freedom is the leadership of women within the People's Mujahideen of Iran, the MEK. This is not a mere coincidence, but rather a direct response to the ruling theocracy's most destructive trait, misogyny. Despite the grave violations of their rights, it is the women who have fearlessly stood at the forefront of the struggle, many paying the ultimate price. Among them, the victims of the 1988 massacre. Their courage resonates through history and serves as a beacon of inspiration for every woman fighting for freedom today. Also among these courageous women are numerous doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals in Iran driven to suicide due to unbearable pressures imposed by the regime. These healthcare workers face crippling conditions, inhumane working environments, repression of dissent, crushing financial strain, and brutal repression for those who dare to speak out against the regime. As a physician, I stand in full solidarity with and honor my fellow physicians and nurses in Iran who have risked both their careers and their lives to care for the injured. Also, as a mother of 3, I wholeheartedly stand with the grieving mothers who have lost their children, and I pledge to be their voice as they continue to fight against this oppressive regime. Years of women's resistance have paved the way for a new generation of courageous Iranian women to rise. These women, our sisters, have led every uprising since day one, taking to the streets in cities across Iran. They have broken the chains of silence, and now the world is hearing their powerful chant, women, resistance, freedom. They are the embodiment of bravery, the living symbols of defiance. In the face of a barbaric regime, they have transformed the regime's most powerful weapon, its misogyny, into its greatest vulnerability. These women are not victims of the regime. They are its greatest threat. Their leadership and courage are no accident. In 1987, the National Council of Resistance of Iran, NCRI, ratified a groundbreaking plan on women's rights and freedoms, laying the foundation for a free Iran. This plan remains central to the NCRI's vision today, ensuring full political and economic rights for women, from the freedom to choose their clothing to the freedom to shape their own destinies. It has become an integral part of Mrs. Maryam Rajavi's 10-point plan for a democratic, secular Iran. This is the Iran we are fighting for, a country where women can finally be free and equal. Mrs. Rajavi's plan is more than a roadmap for political change. It's a vision for social justice built on the principles of equality, respect, and freedom for women. Our message to world leaders is clear. End your failed appeasement of Iran's misogynistic regime that has only emboldened them and their proxies, and recognize the rights of Iranians to overthrow and free themselves once and for all from this occupying regime. Thank you.